From Season 3, Episode 7, These Fragile Lives ends with an equally devastating and shocking cliffhanger involving Tillie and Fatima. Much of the episode focuses on Fatima's ongoing internal struggle, which has been made more complicated now that the ultrasound in from Season 3, Episode 6 has shown that she is no longer pregnant. Tillie, who was the first person to notice Fatima eating rotten crops earlier in Season 3, continues to be supportive to Fatima and to Ellis Stevens as well. In addition to Tillie, Fatima, and Ellis, Frum's cast of characters are kept busy in the new episode. Donna Raines continues her work to try and keep Colony House's residents safe from the ongoing threats posed by the town's sinister forces. Jade Herrera and Tabitha Math try to use Tabitha's revelation about her childhood nightmares to find new answers. While her mother remains occupied, Julie Matthews bonds with an unlikely resident. Let's get into the episode Exploration, but before we jump into the exploration, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on future videos. Thank you. Let's begin.
Stop.
You do. You feel it.
1. Randall and Julie's driving lesson goes awry. The cicadas return. As Randall moves into the clinic, he forms an unlikely connection with Julie, who is staying at the clinic for the night while her family is out in the woods. When Julie mentions that she never learned how to drive, Randall takes one of the cars, even though they are not supposed to, and gives Julie some driving tips. He enjoys the fresh air and the feeling of freedom he gets by driving around, but this is short-lived, as he soon begins to see visions of cicadas again. The visions get so bad that he has to stop the car and ends up stumbling into the woods as a concerned Julie follows after him. They end up at the ruins of the dungeon, where Boyd was infected and unwittingly unleashed the dark forces from the music box. While Randall and Julie walk away before venturing into the ruin, it is clear that the threat of the music box and the hallucinations it causes is about to make a vengeful return in from Season 3.
Miranda said she was chosen.
2. Jade thinks the residents may have been chosen by the town. Jade, Tabitha, and Ethan Matthews head out to see from statues in the woods and the nearby red stones after Tabitha realizes she had nightmares about this location when she was a child. Jim Matthews is already there with 2 other residents gathering food to bring back. As they talk, Jade comes to the conclusion that the free will he has always believed in may be an illusion, and that the residents may have always been fated to arrive in the town. His reasoning was that if Tabitha had visions of the town since she was a child, this meant that she was always fated to go there. It was not a matter of if she would ever see the fallen tree in the road, but a matter of when it would happen. Since Miranda and Tabitha both had visions of the town before they arrived, at least the 2 of them seem to have been destined to end up trapped. The question is whether this applies to all the residents. 3. Elgin finds a ghost lady and a dead body in the cellar. The cellar was first seen in Season 1. A new picture from the Polaroid camera that Elgin found shows the town's root cellar, which leads Elgin to this location. This is the same cellar where Victor hid when he was young, and where Jade experienced one of his disturbing hallucinations. After a great deal of suspense, and slowly moving through the dark cellar, Elgin seemingly finds nothing, only to hear an ominous knock. He reopens the door at the end of the cellar, which leads to the reveal of a dead body and the return of the skeletal woman wearing a kimono. The dead body that Elgin discovers is different from the crushed body that Jade saw in his hallucination when he went into the cellar in Season 1. Elgin seems to have an understanding of what happened to the deceased individual, as he asks her if this is really what happened. One of the most important takeaways from this scene is that Elgin is no longer terrified of the skeletal woman. He expected her to be there, and he seemed to finally be putting the pieces together about what she wants from him. 4. Fatima's stomach caves in. Her condition gets weirder and more disturbing. Before she murders Tillie, Fatima is further pushed to her breaking point when her stomach suddenly starts to cave in. This is terrifying and painful, and made even worse by the fact that no one else sees it happen. When Ellis runs into the room after hearing her screaming, her stomach looks normal, making it seem as if she had imagined the whole thing. It makes Fatima feel even more scared and isolated than she already felt, as even her husband cannot fully see and understand what is happening. The caved-in stomach is somewhat reminiscent of the skeletal ghost lady seen by Elgin. There is already a theory that Fatima will become that woman, and what happens to her stomach in this episode may further indicate that. Fatima and Elgin's storylines have seemingly been separate in Season 3, but they may collide in a major way before the season ends, with Elgin potentially being the only one who can save Fatima from a grim fate.
I was hoping I could talk to you about reopening the diner.
5. Bacta wants to reopen the diner. This could be a much-needed source of hope. As Acosta leaves the diner, Bacta enters it and begins talking to Kenny about wanting to reopen the diner. Since the horrifying death of Tianqin Lewin from Season 3, Episode 1, the diner has not been operational, as Tianqin was the one who ran it. Reopening the diner would be a bittersweet development, since it would not be the same without Tianqin, but the township's residents would greatly benefit from having the diner open again. In Seasons 1 and 2, the diner helped create a sense of community and normalcy, a place where residents could gather to eat good food and spend time together, and briefly escape the town's constant horrors. It would give Bacta and many of From's characters something meaningful to focus on, and can help rebuild the community after the many recent tragedies. This would also help Bacta have a more prominent role in the series moving forward.
Give me my gun.
6. Acosta spins out of control. She is poised to cause another deadly accident. Officer Acosta is not acclimating well to life in the town and spins out of control in this episode. She goes to the diner and asks Kenny Lou many questions, with Kenny doing his best to try and calm Acosta down, and to emphasize that unless she adapts, the town will get the best of her. Acosta does not respond well to this and storms out of the diner, followed by her breaking into the sheriff's station and trying to find the gun that Boyd confiscated. After a tense standoff, Boyd gives the gun back to Acosta, but he keeps the bullets and tells her she will not get the ammunition back until she has earned it. From the moment she accidentally killed Nikki Tamara Fifield, it has been clear that Acosta is a loose cannon. If Acosta continues down her current trajectory and continues to make an enemy of Boyd, it is only a matter of time until someone else gets hurt or is even killed because of her.
I have to think about everyone here, Boyd. No matter how much I want to help you.
7. Donna wants Fatima and Ellis to move out of Colony House. She has to think about the greater good. Earlier in the episode, Boyd Stevens and Donna discuss the fact that Fatima is not pregnant and how they should handle the situation moving forward. Boyd is surprised and disappointed when Donna explains to him that she wants both Fatima and Ellis to move out of Colony House. Donna explains that she has to look out for the safety of everyone living in Colony House, and she does not want the residents to be panicked or needlessly put at risk due to whatever is happening to Fatima. Donna knows all too well about what can happen to Colony House when one individual makes a poor decision, from the resident who let one of From's monsters inside during Season 1 to Dale accidentally stabbing Ellis during an argument in Season 2. Even though Donna is just concerned, Boyd is irked by her suggestion. However, given what happens between Fatima and Tillie later in the episode, Donna was right to want Fatima separated from the rest of Colony House. 8. Fatima kills Tillie. Tillie's death is incredibly tragic. When Fatima is in the greenhouse at the end of the episode, she is consumed with agonizing physical pain. Tillie sees Fatima in distress and tries to comfort her, but this turns out to be a deadly mistake, as Fatima grabs a pair of gardening shears and stabs Tillie in the chest. Fatima is immediately horrified by what she has done and screams for help. In her last moments, Tillie tells Fatima to run. Ellis is the first to arrive at the scene as he sees that his wife has murdered an innocent woman. Once word gets out among the township's residents about what Fatima has done, most of them will turn against her. Fatima will likely usurp that position given her murder of Tillie, the disturbing condition that is plaguing her, and the fact that Sarah has not caused any trouble for a while now. It is tragic to lose the kindly Tillie and to see Fatima commit such an atrocity. That's a wrap. What did you think of this video? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to stay updated. See you in the next one.